What's up, guys? This is the TESTFIRE episode of SanityTalks. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the latest next-gen stuff. So how about that? I'm with ExoJack in the background, being in the corner, sad about himself. And yeah, so let's get straight onto it. We don't want to drive off topic too much. So topic 1. The PS5 and the Xbox One S All Digital Edition. So, what's your opinion on both of them first? Then I'll express my ones.
Well, to be quite honest, obviously, Xbox One S All Digital Edition is literally just them trying to quickly make a dash at getting one last bit of money.
Dude, have you seen a teardown video of the All Digital Edition? It's literally a 1S, just the disc drive is not there. It's literally the same motherboard and everything. Pointless.
I think obviously PS5 is going to have a physical disc tray, but I reckon there'll be models in the future where they might have they might try and copy Xbox with the all digital, but I don't personally think they will. I think disc trays. I love a good old disc tray, me. So
I think everyone prefers a good disc tray. To be fair, it's something about putting the disc in and then
just that we're not trying to make game stores go out of fucking business. They're still good.
Sorry, go on. Yeah, they are still good. Plus, I like my Switch game cases. Oh, I love these things. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have much opinions on the digital editions, to be quite honest with you.
I do. But that's a good thing I do. Fuck.
Yeah, please take away the fire, because I'm not good with this one.
Yeah, no, don't worry, there's fire with me too, boy. My opinions on the Xbox One S All Digital Edition, well, the price is what turns me off from it. I think it's a good idea, don't get me wrong, I think it is a good idea, because that's clearly where the future is going for games, as much as it hurts me to actually say that, but that is the future. We are all going to have to just brace the fact that digital's happening. Soon there won't be any disc drives whatsoever, maybe subscription-based services, who knows. But the price for the One S All Digital Edition is too high, and Microsoft outright lied about it. I'm not trying to sound like a fanboy here. They outright lied. When I was watching that Inside Xbox episode, they literally said that the One S is $300, like the disc one.
Yeah,
that's bullshit. Because if you go everywhere, I'm talking about in the UK here, guys. In Argos right now, this nearly made me go for the Xbox over PS4, by the way. You could get an Xbox One S for $200 on the dot with games, and that has a disc drive, brand new, not used, brand flipping new. Okay, with a disc drive. So over here, the sad edition is going to be around $230. I'd want to say $239. So that's well, what's the point then when I could just get the same thing but with a disc drive and get a bunch of used games, maybe even get the 1S used, which would be hella cheap. Why would I want to go for something without a disc drive? It's going to cost me more to get games for that. It's too early for that. I know the PSP Go did that, but guess what? That was way too early for that. Not the PSP Go.
Pre-owned Xbox One games are so cheap compared to digital, which never drop in price.
Exactly, you're just reinforcing my opinion there. It just makes sense. It just makes no sense for it to be priced at $250, especially since it only has 1 terabyte of storage, which will fill up really quickly. It needs for it to be $250. It needs to at least be 2 terabytes or larger, at the very least. Very least 2 terabytes or larger. That would make me a bit less bitter towards the price tag, or come with better games. How about that? Any more opinions from you, my good sir?
No, not when it comes to digital. No.
Nah. Again, that is the future. Fair play. Price is too high. It needs to be $150 or higher. No, lower. Sorry. That's how it should be. Alright, so moving on to topic number 2. This is kind of like a sidetrack type of thing. Will Nintendo need to release a Switch Pro soon?
Definitely.
I completely and utterly agree.
Fucking launch titles for the Switch barely run they run alright, but they don't run what we expect in the 21st
well, the
century.
Nintendo exclusives run fantastically, but in terms of third party, they're not too great. Yeah, no, the Switch. Don't get me wrong, right, guys? The Switch is a really good system. I love the Switch. I have one literally under my TV right now. But the problem is, it's underpowered. Like, we all know Nintendo don't like to do their own thing, right? And they'll probably never catch up towards the PS5 or the next Xbox. However, the Switch, PS5 and Xbox 2, let's say, release, like, whilst the Switch is still being made and such, it's going to be woefully underpowered. Way, way, way too underpowered. Because the power... Let's look at this, for example, right? The Switch is already, like, in between the Wii U and the original Xbox One, right? It's already in between those. A Switch Pro will need to at least have, like, what, a 2K screen on it, let's say that, and a lot more power to boot it. Like, maybe keep a price range of just below $400, should we say? I think that would be worth it. Like, in between Xbox One and... No, in between PS4 and PS5 type of thing. I got really scared there. My audio clip kind of stopped for a sec. Oh god. But yeah, no, that's what I feel about the Switch at the moment. What do you think?
Yeah, I personally feel that a Switch Pro, like, it will make the money as well. So, like, this is, like, probably the best selling point they could have done. Maybe scumming...
Who doesn't want basically a... Sorry to interrupt, but who doesn't want to essentially take a PS4 on the go? That's the power I'm talking about here.
And obviously we have the technology now to be able to actually, like, have that in such a small device. I mean, take... you know, smartphones, for example, they're so slim, yet they can play, like, such powerful games with keeping the battery up. Right, a Switch is already, you know, pretty compact. And that's the thing, like, Sony, they released a fat PS4, and then, like, years later they bring out a super slim version. Like, I reckon Nintendo can do that too, bring out sort of a slimmer version of what they got now, maybe keep it thick, 'cause obviously snapping. But they could do that with such power, and we could have consistent 60 FPS Switch games that look great, and also the capability of undocked mode being more powerful. That's what I want to focus on the most, is that undocked version being, like, so much more powerful, because the undocked version at the moment is all right, but, you know, it's not the best, and with the battery life, it's not great. Like, for example, at work today, I've been playing Cuphead all day, and it lasted about 3 hours playing a 2D scroller, so, like, with low brightness, no internet connection, and the Joy-Cons clipped either side. So, like, you know, I personally believe that needs a bit more of a push.
It does, definitely. First of all, it needs a better battery. Let's face it. It needs a much, much, much better battery. Maybe upraise the screen. I know I said, like, 2K screen, but yeah, bear in mind, we are talking about, like, raw power in basically your pocket if you take the Joy-Cons off. So it's like, up the battery, maybe keep the same screen resolution. You know, I don't mind if it's 720p, because I'm probably going to keep it docked anyways. But I'm talking about, like, other people, I suppose. Actually, no. How I think they should do, like, a Switch Pro, make a non-dockable version. Then they can focus on, like, you know, upping the screen, upping the battery and all that such. And then with the Pro version, you know, that's more geared towards the normal gamers. You know, people who are most likely going to keep it in their dock most of the time, unless they're going on a road trip or something. You know, a couple models will go a long way, giving people the option. You know, people don't want to be forced to get a Switch that is going to die on them really quickly, when they mostly keep it in their dock anyways. Do you get what I mean? Alright, so, topic number 3. Price speculation of the PS5. Personally, with what all the rumours have been saying, you know, $500, I think that's a sweet spot. I think that works. Because let's remember, the One X was $499, and a lot of people actually quite liked it. But problem is with that, the One X was an option. It wasn't the de facto Xbox One to go and buy. You know, you could get the One X, the One S. You can get the original one if you want to torture yourself. You know, there are options out there. So I think $500. Oh fuck, froze. Okay, no, it's fine. So I think $500 is fine. You know, in fact, that's quite generous. Let's bear that in mind. That is really generous, considering this is a whole new console. This is not an option. This is a console that we're gonna get. You know, there will be no other options out there unless Sony pull off some wicked surprises or something. God, you never hear me say wicked. Yeah, no, I feel like that's how it should go, personally. What was I going to say next? I forgot, so I'm going to let you do it.
Yeah, so like in terms of pricing, obviously, when Xbox One, PS4 came out, I thought, you know, it was hella expensive, don't get me wrong, but like, I was expecting it from said console, you know, it wasn't too badly priced for something that literally is going to be revolutionizing sort of the game market in a sense, you know. And in terms of like actual pricing for the PS5 and the Xbox whatever, I reckon $500 or whatever that's going to be converted into pounds, because they somehow don't actually do it fairly. Whatever it be, so for example 449 or something, I remember when I bought my Xbox One with no games. Yeah, that's pretty fair, like, in a sense, and I wouldn't be pissed off if it was the exact same. You know, if it was the exact same case, if it was the 449 or something for the new next gen PS5, Xbox 2, whatever the bloody hell you want to call it. But I reckon that's pretty much going to be the same, and if it is, I'm alright with that.
Yeah, same here. Considering the power that they're actually talking about with the PS5 alone,
yeah,
I feel 500 is quite generous, to be fair. Because again, let me just reiterate, the One X was an option, so that's why it was $500. That could work. That works financially speaking. Anyways, I keep stuttering, but yeah, no. Okay, so topic 4: talks of the next Xbox consoles and other options like across the board. We'll get into that a little later. Any thoughts?
Sorry?
Were you listening?
I was, I'm just a bit concentrated, hold on. Yeah, what, sorry, Xbox consoles, yeah?
Yeah, talks of the next Xbox consoles.
Yeah, so obviously, Xbox being Xbox, God knows what the fuck they're gonna call it. It could be literally anything for all we know. Like, we all thought
Xbox My Dick Edition.
Yeah, we all thought the Xbox One was going to be the Xbox 720, and we were proven wrong. So if that's Xbox One, Christ knows what this one's going to be.
Well, people just call it Xbox 2 for simple reasons.
Well, yeah, and then they also said that about the Xbox 720. So like, we really won't know until.
Yeah. Other Xbox consoles. Now, why do I say consoles? Well, it's simple. There have been rumours going around that Microsoft were going to make multiple new Xbox consoles in the next generation. So, like, maybe a streaming box. So, the bare minimum Xbox, essentially. However, dependent on your internet connection, we'll talk about the game's power. Essentially, like, say you got a high internet connection, well, guess what? You got the better version of the game, if that makes sense to you all. Now, the next one would possibly be a discless version, basically like the Xbox One or digital edition. There you go. That's all you need to know about that. Yeah, that's all you need to know about that. And then obviously the Pro version, 8K graphics, blah blah blah, all that shit. Best specs on the board. And this goes for PlayStation as well. This is what I mean by other options across the board. You know, will PlayStation do a similar tactic where they release a streaming, all digital and disc-based Pro version, blah blah blah. That's basically what I meant by that. So, what do you think personally?
Think about what? Sorry, I was actually thinking of a different topic then. I don't think I'm thinking of the right topic.
You think about that?
Well, I mean, I'd prefer them just to make one. or do like what I want Sony to do, which is just be like, here's a Pro, here's a standard, or here's your lower end one, which is still more powerful than the Xbox One X. But my only problem is with this whole 8K graphics thing is, yeah, but what's the frames gonna be? Because like, what's the point of 8K if we're playing in 30 FPS?
I want to play in 120 frames, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to be one of them, but like, we're fucking almost 2020, and console still haven't grasped the idea of a consistent 60 FPS. Like, I don't even want 120. I just want 60, the solid. That's it. So I think if there's going to be an 8K graphics thing, I think it's either 60 FPS or don't give us 60 FPS, but give us an option in the settings to turn down the graphics in order for performance.
Yeah, like more options like a PC game.
Yeah, like, because I know in some games, I'm going to call out a game here, Monster Hunter World. I tried that on PlayStation, and there's in the settings for graphics, there's performance, graphics, or resolution, and or just performance and resolution. Sorry, I think like obviously I'm choosing performance, and that would give you like 50 FPS. I think I could be wrong, but I know it wasn't a full 60, but it was still like not going for the whole 30 thing. And I kind of I still want to play like really high graphics games on the next gen consoles, because you know it's going to be next gen. But I don't want to be sacrificing another generation of console to the whole 30 FPS thing, because Gears of War 4, they're like, when I bought that, it's like, graphically enhanced for Xbox One. I played it, I was getting like 25 FPS on an Xbox One X, and I was like, this is literally piss poor. This is horrible.
You're aware you could choose the performance mode, right? And it runs at 60.
It wasn't running at 60, I can promise you that. It's literally the most dog shit console I've ever had.
The One X?
Yep.
You sure about that?
I'm 100% sure. Obviously, I'm well okay with having it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a fanboy in the room.
I was an Xbox fanboy, but this really didn't sell me this generation.
Fair play, fair play. Alright, so you guys have heard my opinions on this, so we will move on to the next topic. Price speculation of the Xbox console. So similar to the PS5 one, just this one.
Yeah, so I reckon they're going to try and compete with PlayStation, obviously. They've done that last time, but wasn't...
No, they didn't. No, they did
they
not.
Okay, I got that wrong.
No, they forced the Kinect on people when the Xbox One released, which boosted its price £100 more than the PlayStation 4.
Well,
PS4 was $399, Xbox One was $499.
Well, I hope that they learn from the mistake this time, but I reckon they're gonna. I reckon Xbox are gonna start implementing some form of VR, like with their new generation console. That's just my opinion, though.
What, the Xbox?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of VR, so my opinion kind of differs there and is a bit clouded there. But for those VR people, yeah, I suppose so.
But no Kinect. I don't think they're gonna do that again, to be honest.
No.
They've learned before.
They do not like the Kinect anymore.
No one does.
They just look at it in the corner and be like, "You nearly ruined us, you little shit."
So much so that all new consoles that they brought out afterwards, like bundle-wise, never came with the Kinect again.
They don't even have a port on the console.
Yeah,
anymore.
Exactly. It's just ridiculous.
And you need an adapter if you still have a Kinect, which I don't know why you'd connect it, but yeah, that's basically our speculations of the price. So similar to PS5, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, who knows. Alright, so topic 6, the final one. Launch title predictions for the PS5. We haven't got any news on the Xbox, so that's why I'm limiting it to the PlayStation 5, knowing that.
What's there to talk about the Xbox in terms of games?
Forza, yeah. No, but PS5 launch titles. What do we think? I forgot to put Red Dead 2 in the list, but I'm gonna first off talk about Red Dead 2 before I forget about it. That's gotta happen. Rockstar will be stupid not to do that. An enhanced port of Red Dead 2. This guy hasn't played it yet, and I keep bugging him to play it. Little shit. But yeah. It needs to happen. It's their most popular game at the moment. It needs to come out on PS5. Absolutely. 100%. And the Xbox, of course. Alright, so the first thing in my bullet point list, the launch date. When do you think the launch date will be?
You motherfucker, I didn't even get my take on launch title predictions.
Oh, excuse me, I haven't even gone through them all yet.
I'm confused.
What do you think the launch date will be for the PS5? Because that's when all these titles will launch as well, so it's killing two birds with one stone.
I'm not a big fan of this whole rumor about it being a March release. I'm really hoping they're going to stick to having what would that be in the fiscal year? Is it Q3 at November-ish? Okay, yeah. If it is, if it's Q3, it's Q3. If it's Q4, it's Q4. But I want it to be sort of around November. I think it would be stupid not to. Like, otherwise you'd be rushing on us a bit too fast. We want to see more launch titles before we make up our mind. We want a long time to watch videos, leaks, and all of that to make up our mind. If they're going to announce it at E3 this year, then it'll be okay for a March release. But if they're just gonna spring it on us quite quickly, I don't think so. But you never know with E3 this year.
Whoa, what's going on? Hold on, Jack. Sorry, I was rudely interrupted, guys. Yeah, no, we were talking about the launch date, blah blah blah. Christmas date, that's what needs to happen, personally, in my opinion, and Jack's opinion. So, yeah, let's move on to the next topic before I get interrupted again. So, a potential GTA 6 being a timed exclusive to the PS5. What's your opinion on that?
I'm honestly not all bothered if they decide to go that route. I'd be quite surprised, to be honest, because normally I personally feel that Rockstar are more of an Xbox person, to be honest. So I mean, my opinion on that is that it probably most likely won't, because Xbox One and Xbox whatever and PS5 are going to be such a big deal. That would be stupid to do that. But I mean, if we're talking about timed exclusives in terms of it being on PC, then 100%.
Well, sir, for one, I have to disagree with you. No, only with the timed exclusive thing. Because, what is it? Actually, no, I disagree with you with the Xbox thing. They're not cozy with Xbox at all. With PlayStation, they're a lot more natural with it. But anyway, that's another thing for another day. Yeah, in terms of timed exclusives, personally, I disagree with that stuff. Like, remember Crash, Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was 1 year until the multi-plat version of that game came out that we got an update, which kind of screwed everyone on the PS4 over. Yes, we're early adopters. Fair enough. We got to play Crash a whole year early, but what about those people who also wanted Crash, who couldn't afford to get a PS4? I kind of feel bad for those for a year who had to go and watch it on YouTube instead, and they're just like, oh yeah, Xbox finally, yay, but it's also a bad day for PlayStation players, because, like, you know, most people probably got a PS4 because I heard Crash was coming on there. Guess what? It goes on PlayStation and stays for a year. You know, imagine those people. That's why I disagree with timed exclusives, because, you know, people will be itching, they can't afford a new console.
Yeah.
But though, to be fair, that's Activision, they like to screw people over. Anyways, before we get into a political debate over Activision, whether that's worse than EA. Yes. Yeah. So, potential GTA 6. I feel like Rockstar want to care for that game. You know, I've recently just heard that Rockstar, the whole of Rockstar, all their branches, Rockstar North, San Diego, everyone worked on Red Dead 2. They're not just going to shit out another GTA. They like to put care into that IP there. So, I don't think we'll see GTA 6 till like 2021, 2022. Personally, that's me. The next title could be a new Insomniac title. Why don't I say Spider-Man 2 when that seems like the obvious one? Thing is, there's been talks of a new Ratchet & Clank game coming out. So, I feel like it could be either one of those two. I'm not a huge fan of Ratchet & Clank, so I've got a bit of bias towards Spider-Man. I much prefer Spider-Man, and I want them to continue that story, as that story really connected with me. But what's your opinion on it? What game do you want it to be, first of all?
Well, I mean, this one's going to be an obvious choice for me, but you may disagree because of the whole them being cozy with PlayStation. But I personally hope for Sunset Overdrive 2 as a launch title. That would push me to buy an Xbox One, to be quite honest.
Well, to be fair, when you mentioned it to me before the video, I didn't disagree with you. I was just like, oh yeah, no, I'd like that too. But as I said, and as you just said right now, you know, they are quite back cozy with PlayStation. If we remember when Sunset Overdrive was made, they decided to go for Xbox for some reason. And problem is with that, they didn't carry the IP of Sunset Overdrive over. Because if you notice, Sunset Overdrive came out to PC, but Microsoft want their games on PC. And it clearly says Microsoft Studios as the game starts. So it's very much Microsoft's IP there. So in terms of Xbox, I know we're kind of going off topic here, but I feel like they will get another developer to get Sunset Overdrive 2 done. Because they can't just leave it at the first one. They can't. I agree with you there. Just so long as they take care of it, because Jesus Christ, that thing's like my baby. Yeah, I feel... You know, I agree with you there, Jack. But in terms of what Insomniac game will come out, I personally think it will be Ratchet & Clank. I want it to be Spider-Man. Sorry, Ratchet & Clank fans, but I want it to be Spider-Man. But I do think Ratchet & Clank will come out before that game comes out. Due to the fact, like, you know, Ratchet & Clank came out in 2015. And that was supposed to be a reboot alone. So I see him continuing with that series right there. Any opinions on a Ratchet & Clank or Spider-Man? So bad. Can I hear you now?
I don't know.
I can hear you now.
Oh.
Alright. Sorry, could you just say that again?
Yeah, so, I mean, like, there's a, in my opinion, there was a lot of mixed reception for Ratchet & Clank. Now, personally, I quite enjoyed it, say that everyone else did. But I think, because in storytelling, and there's not a lot of games that they've made that have, you know, come across negative in the public, I reckon that they could continue on a storyline with the IP of Ratchet & Clank, and they could be quite successful, in my opinion. I mean, like, I can't see much room for error with Insomniac, and they know that people love the franchise and want to see more from it. I reckon it could go quite well. I think it could be quite a good start.
Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. This has been Sanity Wolf and Exojack. If you enjoyed the style of this new series, let me know in the comments.
Yeah, remember to leave in the comments as well what your opinions are on both consoles, what you think is going to happen with both of them, and also which one are you going to be choosing.
Can I choose your mama's dildo?
Yes, Louis, yes you can.
Yeah!